Well, hello everyone. This is not exactly how I wanted to meet you, looking like this, feeling like this, but my name is Chala and I am in the early struggles, shall I say, of finding a proper diagnosis for what I'm feeling and what I'm going through. And I have been kind of put under the label of chronic fatigue and that terrible F word, fibromyalgia. I am not new to hearing or having fibromyalgia in my life. My mom struggles with it. And to tell you the truth, I really think it's a dirty word for many reasons. One, because it stole my mom from me, I think, a little bit. Watching her struggle throughout her years of having that diagnosis, the struggle that she went through to even get that diagnosis to what she was feeling was really hard to watch. And, I was in my teenage years during that, and I didn't give it as much compassion and thought as I should have. As a teenager, your parents are your heroes. And sorry, I didn't think I was going to get emotional. And I was a really shitty kid. I was a really shitty kid to her. Mostly because she looked okay. She did have bruises on her legs, which couldn't be explained. And no, my father was not mistreating her. But yeah, as a kid, you want your parents to be strong and healthy, and you don't want to see them in any weakened state. But she was, and I was a crappy kid. I didn't acknowledge it. I didn't respect what she was going through, and I just brushed it off. And I thought, just get over it. Just get over it. And now that I'm older, I know that was crappy. That was really crappy of me. And she's had to deal that with her entire life. And now that I'm kind of in her shoes, I definitely have a better appreciation and am starting to experience probably the same things she did. A lot of guilt about not being able to do the things that I once was able to do quite freely and easily. Not being able to explain really what I'm going through. It is lunchtime and I'm still not able to get going. I am so exhausted. I am so tired all the time and I just can't fight it. All I want to do is sleep. And I have to fight that. I've had to fight to get out of bed this morning to even come downstairs, and simple things like making a cup of coffee. I stood at that counter for like 20 minutes trying to figure out what I was doing and how to do it. And that's not me. Sorry if you hear my dog in the background, but that is not me. I have a great career as a legal assistant, and a couple days ago, I knew that I needed to take some time off of work. I could tell I was going into some sort of crash, and I have been diagnosed before with major depressive disorder with episodic psychosis, which I kind of laugh at now. Not that it's a funny disease or funny diagnosis, but it's funny in terms of, I think that throughout the last several years, that was a side effect of what I was actually going through, what I was actually experiencing. And I've lived with chronic pain all my life. I've had back issues, and I've known to, I've gone through the programs to deal with chronic pain for that. And it just never entered, or I didn't want it to enter my mind that I could possibly fall into the same category or same diagnosis as my mom. I couldn't even think about it. No, not me. No, it's something else. It's something else. And I still believe there's something else. I just think the umbrella of the diagnosis of fibro is I just think there's too many people that fall into that umbrella, and that there's more to it, that we just, I know the body is an amazing thing and we have so much more to explore and discover about it, but it's just frustrating when what you're going through hasn't really been fully discovered. So where I am is I kind of fall into the two categories right now of chronic fatigue syndrome and fibro. So it's just a matter of figuring out which one I have. So yeah, sorry, part of all of this is brain fog and not being able to organize your thoughts properly. And I know I was talking about earlier this week, I knew I was heading into a crash. Sorry, I'll step back. My apologies. This is part of it. I knew I was heading into some sort of crash, and I spoke with my coach at work and explained I need some time off. I know I really need some time off. Just because I'm not feeling right, and not being able to do my job kills me. I love my job so much. I love doing what I do. So the fact that I can't perform in my job and in my daily life sucks. It makes me feel less than. So anyways, I spoke to my coach and she said, yeah, totally, that's absolutely fine. I work at an amazing law firm that understands this, and they're so accommodating. So yeah, that was no problem to take time off work. She said, if you need to leave earlier, that's fine. And at the time I was like, no, it's okay. It's just a week. I booked 2 weeks off, work a week and then take the 2 weeks off. And that my plan was to try to get caught up on some of the things that I was falling behind on, just because my brain wasn't processing. So I had many tasks that I still needed to clean up, and I didn't want to leave that for my coworkers. I didn't want to leave a mess for them, because that's not who I am. So I went to the doctor on Saturday, and my lovely husband came with me. And of course, the doctor threw out those diagnoses. And immediately I turned into rage. I'm like, no, I don't have that. No. There's something else. My husband calmed me down. And so, yeah, that was Saturday. That was a really shitty day, too, because I found out someone very important from my past had passed away. And so dealing with kind of all of these new things kind of threw me even further into whatever this is. And so I tried to log into work on Monday. Thankfully, I have the ability to work from home or go into the office, which has really helped me manage some of the things, because I can't always get dressed. I just don't have the energy. So I literally drag myself to my desk and just sit there and work as best as I can. And now I don't have any Kleenexes nearby. Sorry. So you might hear me sniffle. If that triggers you, I'm sorry. But anyways, I logged into work on Monday and I tried, I got through the morning meeting. I'm like, yeah, these are my priorities for the day. This is what I'm going to get done. Logged off from that morning meeting and just fucking stared at that computer. I could not figure out what I needed to do next. I could see my task clearly. I have a task list that comes up and it tells me this is what I need to do. But my brain would not let me do that. It was such a weird feeling. I just sat there. And I'm not sure if that's because I was prescribed the drug Lyrica. And I had just started taking it Saturday night. And I felt that had exacerbated every symptom I was experiencing: the dizziness, the fatigue, the aches and pains, the brain fog. That was just heightened. So I don't know if it was a combination of the Lyrica and just kind of the mind frame I was just from hearing both of those things on Saturday. And I had to tap out. I contacted my coach and I said, I'm really, really sorry, but I can't do this. I have to log off now and be off until after the May long weekend. So that's my goal. My goal is to return May 21st, refreshed and bushy tailed. But I don't know how I'm going to get there. I've made an appointment with my doctor for Thursday to thoughts. Where was I? Made an appointment with my doctor Thursday to discuss what I'm experiencing with Lyrica, and to see if this is something that, is these exasperated side effects are just temporary until my body gets used to it, or if I need to come off of it and try something else. So, what is this all about? I'm going to take you on my journey of the F word and other letters that might come with it. Because I don't know. I mean, those are the things that they have thrown out there. I don't know if I'm fully diagnosed with that, but I'll find out at the next appointment. I'm going to be very words. I'm going to be very strict, stern. One of those words, you know what I mean? I want answers. Like, tell me what I have so that I can do all the research in the world to figure out how I can live with this, because obviously there's something going on. And I know it's not in my head. And I have experienced some of the things that my mom has, with spontaneous bruising and, some of that. So yeah, it's likely the F word, which again is really hard to accept, because I want to have it. I don't want it to have me. I want to be able to continue to live a life, and right now I'm just existing. So yeah, I want to do all the research in the world to figure out how I can be a functional person in society, how I can get back to work, how I can get back to living and spending time with my kids and doing things with my kids. They're older now, so playing isn't something that they do often, but, Saturday my son wanted to go out fishing, and I wanted to go out with him because I love going and watching him fish. I want to go and do those things, but exhaustion was real that day, and my daughter wanted to come, and we were collecting leaves for an art project I want to do, and she wanted to play on the teeter-totter. Teeter-totter? Teeter-totter? Like, whew, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, she wanted to play on the teeter-totter, and she asked, if I could come and do that with her, and like 30 seconds was all I could do. And she kept asking me to come back, and I had to keep going back and sitting on the bench, and I ended up going back to the truck and laying down in the truck because I couldn't participate, and that was a killer. She's 12, turning 13 in a couple months, and I can't participate in her last months of childhood before she loses that and becomes, a full teenager worrying about makeup, hair, and boys. I couldn't play with my baby girl in her last final days of being able to want to play. That fucking sucks. So, yeah, I do have another YouTube channel, but I wanted to keep all this separate. My passion, or my therapy as I call it, that helps me get through this. And what I've been feeling is I make art. And I don't even have the energy to do those videos, and it sucks. Because I have to go down into my basement sorry, now I'm blowing snot bubbles. That's really attractive. Hey, nice to meet you. But yeah, so I have another YouTube channel, and I can't get down into my basement. It's cold down there right now, and the cold really affects me. I work better if I'm nice and toasty warm. And yeah, so I can't, that outlet, not being able to do that is super frustrating. So bringing some of the stuff upstairs, kind of into our main level, trying to work on projects up here as best as I can, and then maybe go down and do a video about what I've already done, as opposed to my style of making the video as I'm doing it. But the problem there is I have to go up and down the stairs to bring supplies up, and then now I have a mess upstairs in the main level, which I'm sure my husband is so pleased about. But again, that's one of the things that helps take my mind off of what I'm going through, and my art is a way of expressing, or being able to deal with that pain, being able to take a negative feeling and get it out, and seeing something creative or beautiful that came out of it is what helps me keep going. So yeah, needless to say, hi, I'm Chala, and I have likely the F word and some other letters, and if you want to join me in this journey of discovery of what it is that is going on and how I'm going to deal with it, maybe it will help others out there going through the same thing. I don't know. I know there's other people who do videos as well. But yeah, this is early stages, and we'll just see what comes out of it. So if you've watched this video, thank you. I know it was probably difficult to watch with snot bubbles and all, but sometimes real is where we need to be at. And I think hopefully being real will help others. So I'm on a journey to figure out how I can get through all of this with the least amount of medications as possible. And if you're interested in joining me in that journey, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like the snot bubbles and the real unfiltered look of all of this, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Thanks for spending your time with me, and we'll just see you on the next video. Bye.